Look, to be honest, when you play, are you playing just to score points or are you playing so you have to run all over the court picking up balls? Sure, it feels great when you smash and score, but if you hit the net, it's your opponent who feels great, right? So today, what are we talking about? Why is it that nowadays, when so many people play table tennis, the most essential thing is using loop shots, not just straight smashes? The logic here is simple. A loop shot can generate strong topspin, which is what we call spin. Jill, so after this ball crosses the net, does it have a trajectory? It drops down sharply, right? With that arc, you naturally get a margin for error. So the loop shot, actually, it's a weapon that combines both power and stability. If you want to develop a really high-quality loop shot, so first, you need to let go of relying on your arm for control. Like my strong biceps here, let me show you. The first step is to lower your center of gravity. Your knees, they should be slightly bent. Remember, the power doesn't come from your shoulders, it comes from the ground up. Now for the second step, the most common mistake is that your arm will naturally open up. Like you're raising your paddle, raising your paddle, raising your paddle, and then when you bring it up to here, your whole arm is completely straight. Once your arm is fully extended, your movement will fall apart. So you need to focus your awareness on your elbow first. You need to use your elbow to drive the paddle. The elbow should pull back first, and at the same time, you should tuck in your core to store up power. Thirdly, you need to use your right foot as a pivot, using the ground to give you a counterforce. Then, with a quick step and a twist of your right foot, you gather the power, which will travel from your foot, then to your knee, then your hip, then your arm, and finally to your wrist and fingers as you swing out. This is the perfect power chain. If you build this power chain well, when it comes to actual play, you need to position your hitting point back to your up and backward. Slightly forward and upward, but you'll be facing different types of spin, right? So with this paddle, it's like you're able to speak different languages. For example, if you need to deal with an opponent's topspin shot, then naturally, you'll want to catch the top of the ball. By doing this, you've already applied 2 years worth of pressure on the paddle. Now, when dealing with a backspin shot, you need to lift the backspin up. You can imagine it as if there's a 20-kilogram force, right? If you keep your waist completely straight and try to bend down like that, and then pull it up this way, what will happen? Your waist will definitely get strained, right? What that actually means is you really need to know how to use your core strength. When you use your core and then get close to that 20-kilogram object, you use the strength of your legs to lift it straight up. Hitting a backspin shot is precisely the same kind of movement. First, you need to lower your body's center of gravity as much as possible. Then, you need to get close to where the ping pong ball is, and you'll have this feeling, as if you're pulling that heavy 20-kilogram object upwards. So you more or less understand the whole principle, but how do you actually do it? How can you tell if you're doing it right? Actually, there are 2 ways. The first is the thigh soreness test. That is, try swinging the loop drive motion 50 times. If you feel your shoulder is really sore, but your thighs don't feel anything at all, then that means you're doing it wrong. That probably means you haven't lowered your center of gravity at all, and your legs aren't generating any power. If you're using your strength correctly, you'll notice a slightly sore feeling at the front part of your thigh. The second method is the elbow lock test. What you do is place your non-playing hand behind your elbow, and when you swing, if you notice that your arm moves away, but your elbow stays in place, that means you're just pulling with your arm, and that's incorrect. Alright, if you do it the other way around, when you start swinging back, your left hand, or rather your elbow, moves backward first, then congratulations, you're doing it right. That's exactly what you need. If you break down a complex movement to its simplest biomechanics, this is actually the shortcut to improvement. Remember, don't think that the harder you try, the better you'll perform in a match. You're not competing in weightlifting after all. What you need to do is learn how to use your body's leverage. Give it a try, because knowing it but not using it is like not knowing at all. Now let's sit down again.